Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and in my channel I talk about plants and my life and journey with my plants. I have just gotten back from Costa Rica 2 days ago and I am super exhausted. Before I went on the trip, I knew that a big import of Ecuagenera plants were coming in a few days after I would be arriving home. But then as my plane kind of touched ground and I turned off the airplane mode, and I just got messages from my friend that the plants were ready to be picked up. So right after I got home, the next morning, I went to pick up these plants, and these plants I have ordered over a few months of time. So I had quite a few plants coming in. So right after I came home from the trip, I was just really busy picking them up, potting them, and trying to find places for them. So I kind of just feel it really took a lot out of me. Yeah. Anyways, but I am super happy to be home. I was away for 2.5 weeks. My friend came over to take care of my plants and water them, and everybody looked really well. I came home to find a lot of new growths and of course a little bit of pest issues here and there. But overall, it was just really a treat to come home. I have taken a lot of little videos on the trip, and I'm going to compile a video together for those of you who are interested in seeing the trip. So I'm not going to talk about it too much in this video. I guess the only thing I want to say is just that traveling in Costa Rica as a plant lover was an amazing experience. No matter where we went, there were plant life that I was really intrigued to observe. Even if we were in a place where I didn't really enjoy, which was really touristy places, the whole town was built for tourists, the stores and the food, it was all not local experience, but made for tourists. I really didn't enjoy going to those places. But even at those places, I could look at along the wall or growing on a side of trees, and there were just so many plants for me to observe that the whole trip felt so rich. And you guys know that I was traveling with Wolfie. He's 4 years old, so to be traveling and share his lens of the world and of new experiences, it was really also such a treat. He really blossomed there. He loved it at Costa Rica. He will walk, we will hold hands and walk on the street, and if he would see a group of kids come, he'll let go of my hand, run to the front and just go, hola! And everybody was so friendly. Yeah, it was really lovely to also to travel with him and travel with the lens of a toddler a little bit, to share that with him. Finally, the last thing I want to say about this is just that being away from my regular life really helped me examine how I was living. I am removed from my everyday daily routine, and being away really gave me the opportunity to examine how much of that daily routine do I need or do I want. A lot of things I just naturally do without questioning, but being away from these activities, it gave me an opportunity to think that, are they helpful for me? Do I really want to keep those things in my life? And yeah, I'm really appreciating looking at my own life with a fresh set of eyes. So that's all I'm gonna say for now. Yeah, so if you're interested in the Costa Rica trip, I'm hoping to make a little video so then my family could have that as a memento as well. We have a lot of plants. I think I have 10 Aroids to show you here today, and then I'll also take you to the terrarium because I also got some little orchids to put in my terrarium. So we should just get started and look at these plants. I wasn't gonna make this big video on the week that I came back, but then on second thought, I was like, this is the best these plants are gonna look. They're going through their acclimation process. Many of them are going to start looking not so great. One of them, the Vericosem, is already starting to yellow quite a bit. So I figure I should just show you guys these plants at their peak, and then I'll take you along the journey with me as they acclimate. So that's why today I'm making this video despite still feeling quite like drained of energy. Yeah, so why don't we just get started? The first plant I'll show you, why don't we just look at the plant that's already started to yellow, because I feel like maybe it's yellowing as we speak. And that plant is the Vericosem Amazon Sunset. I ordered, the salesperson knows me well by now. I've ordered quite a few times from them. So he sent me a large plant list. And this is a large size of the Vericosem that Amazon Sunset that's available on their website. I really love my Vericosem. As you guys know, it was featured in my favorite plant. Look at the back. Top favorite plant last month. But this one has just such a stunning back that I could not resist getting. Although I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit, like why did I pay the extra money to like buy the larger size when I know the Vericosem is probably going to lose all its leaves and become a chunk again. But I guess I just like hope for the best, you know. And it really is such a treat to see it like this. It's so gorgeous. Look at that color. And the petio. It's interesting. The petio is not as fuzzy as my other Vericosem, who is less mature than this plant. So yeah, I wonder why, if that's just going to be the case, or if different environment would encourage different fuzziness on the petio. But this is the first one. And it is unfurling a new leaf. And I'm hoping that it will do okay in my Exoterra. Oop, there it is. So for the Vericosem, I have found in my experience that it doesn't really like a lot of like bright light or super warm environment. So it's just in the Exoterra for the added humidity, but there's no added warmth or light for it. And then I'll just show you guys kind of all the ones I'm keeping in my Exoterra in that environment, which is like not really warm and not super bright. The next one I want to show you is this guy. It's a Anthurium Warwickii S. Morata. And this is actually one of my favorites when I unboxed the order. I just think it's so handsome. It reminded me a little bit of the Metallicum that I once had and then sold to my friend and later on regretted selling. Yeah, it reminds me of that guy. I actually also ordered an extra large of this one, but I think they sent me the wrong size. So the salesperson is gonna credit me a little bit in my account so then I could use it for my next order, which I was talking to the president of Ecuagenera when I went to pick up the plant. He said they should be coming back in May for Vancouver, for those of you who are interested in knowing. But yeah, this is so gorgeous. Because I was so tired when I first came home and I just didn't have like the energy and the space in me to like soak them and like clean them up really well. I just kind of quickly potted them all up in sphagnum moss and wipe them down, then in they go to like the Exoterra and then the grow tent. And the next one I want to show you is a Philodendron Nainami. So this plant, you know, you guys know I watch Kaylee Allen's video. I talk about her quite often, and she really like admires this plant. She talks about it a lot, and so I've been always really curious about it, even though in picture it looks quite similar to my Philodendron blanking. Philodendron, well, I can't remember. I'll put the name on the screen. And actually in person, they do really resemble each other, but I'm so really like happy to get the opportunity to grow it. I think, you know, I could just never get enough of like hard leaf philodendron. I think this one needs like a better pot up, but so it's still pretty flimsy. But I'm just gonna leave it like this and lean it against something until I have the energy to maybe support it better or put it in a better pot or something. But this is what it is. I feel like this one, the leaf. Oh, do you guys want to see the petiole? The petiole is pretty cool too. There you go. Yeah, so I feel like this one, the leaf, feels really, really hardy. So I'm hoping that this one won't have a really hard time acclimating. I'm guessing that it should be okay. But we'll see how my prediction ends. The next one I'll show you, this one I actually have tried to import once and ended up with a chunk. It wasn't doing very well. I'm still hoping that chunk will grow out, but it hasn't yet. I imported it during the winter time and I put it in a grow tent, and I don't know, I suspected the grow tent was a little bit too bright and too warm for this plant to acclimate. So right now I'm just putting it in the Ecuagenera with like high humidity but no extra warmth and heat. And the plant I'm talking about is the Philodendron Luxurian. It is so gorgeous. So it's already doing better than the last time. The last time, within 24 hours, it already started yellowing. And this one seems to be staying pretty much the same since I picked it up. Was it yesterday morning? Yeah, yesterday morning. So it's been 24 hours. So let's hope for the best. I think it's so, so beautiful. Yeah, it's super velvety, and the venation is just like, it kind of like bleeds into the leaf. It's, yeah, so beautiful. There it is. That's the fourth one already. We're going fast, which is good. The next one I want to show you, I think this is my last time trying this plant out. I have tried this plant out, I think this is the third or fourth time, and have not had success. It always acclimated. Actually, it like stays well for a long time, and then it just kind of goes downhill. Maybe because I became complacent in my care for it. Once it stayed like pretty stable, and then it just yellowed and like died on me. So this is the last time I'm going to try this plant, and hopefully it'll do well. It came with 2 leaves, and one was completely bent, and I actually tried to use super glue to like keep it together. But that leaf is already yellowing quite a bit. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, the light is not really on my face, hey? Here. Okay, so this is the Anthurium Vericosem. It's just such a beautiful plant. I admire it whenever people bring it up and show theirs. I especially love my friend Rose's yoga and plant with Rose. Hers in her terrarium just looks so absolutely beautiful, and it's like a dream that I want to chase after. So I'm just hoping that I could one day get mine to grow well like that. But anyways, this is the leaf that I was telling you about. It was like really bent from here, pretty much broken off. Like if you can see in the back, it's like broken all the way through to the back. So I glue it together, hoping that it'll keep the leaf well, but it's, I don't know if you could see, but there's quite a bit of yellowing started already. So yeah, so we'll just hope for the best for this guy. If I sound funny to you guys too, is because the day before I flew, I bit my tongue really hard, and now it's like really bothering me. Yesterday I could barely talk, so yeah, so that's why. All right, so that's that one. Do I have anyone else that's staying in that Exoterra? Yes, the Anthurium Patricia. This is a plant that I have been wanting for a really, really long time. He is so handsome. Unfortunately, he was unfurling a new leaf, but because it was traveling, it just kind of rotted. Yeah, but that's okay. For all my imports, I don't expect to get any new leaf for, you know, for a while until they're acclimated. So this is just the Anthurium Patricia on their website. It's not, but I do think that it is a narrow form. Look how close these abs are to each other. So beautiful. Sometimes when I'm talking about these plants, I wish I have a bigger vocabulary. When I watch other people's video, I'm always like really impressed by how many like ways a person could describe a plant, and I wish that I am better with coming up with like words to describe them. This is just something that I am working on for myself, like hoping to be more eloquent and like have a bigger vocabulary. Okay, so the next plant. So the rest of the plant, other than one, everybody else situates in the grow tent. So I'll just show you the one that I'm not keeping in the grow tent, like just taking a chance on this guy because she's really big and like she's long. So she's like pendant like. So it's kind of hard to put her in the grow tent. And I'm just hoping that she'll do okay outside of the grow tent. And the Gloriosum is just falling over because she's so big. Anyways, this is the Philodendron Patricia. I was really surprised by the size. I didn't order an extra large one of this. It's just like the regular one, and it's quite big that I almost could like take another section to have two plants, but I'm just gonna let it acclimate a little bit longer before, and like maybe like try to cover up these area roots for them to like turn into roots before I make any moves of like cutting it. Sorry, I'm just taking out these, what are these called? I forget. But she's really handsome, very beautiful. There you go. Okay, let me just talk to the Gloriosum for a second. It's just, maybe I'll just show you guys, hey. So this Gloriosum, when I ordered it many months ago, I ordered a regular size one. And then a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, my friend told me she upgraded hers into a bigger size one. I wasn't aware that a bigger size one was available. And you guys know I love Gloriosum so much. So I asked the salesperson that I have been talking to, who's been helping me, and he said he has an even bigger one, and asked if I wanted it, and I just kind of did it, and here it is. And I'm really glad that I have a grow tent because it's humongous, and I still need to find a better way to support it better because it's so heavy and it's like falling all over the place. But there it is. This is, so I ordered a regular Gloriosum, but it looks so much like the dark form one that I have. And I don't remember who it was that was talking about it. I don't know if it's Charmaine or if it's Alice from YouTube, but they say that they think that it might be the same, just like under different growing environment. I kind of want to go grab my dark form to show you guys a comparison because they do look so similar to me. There you go. Don't they just look like the same breed of Gloriosum? I think they do, and I think they are. So here, if there's any more like doubts about it, this is another piece of information that you could have for yourself. Because I did not order the Gloriosum Zebra. This is just a regular that I ordered. Yeah, but let me just turn her around. So she's got 4 leaves. One of them is a little bit yellowing on the bottom. Gloriosums, they have been pretty easygoing, so I'm hoping it acclimates well. I didn't put a lot of potting medium in here because it's still acclimating. I don't want it to stay way too wet, and but you know, because of that, it's kind of hard to keep it secure. But it is absolutely amazing. But can you imagine like just how much work it was to like just simply unbox them and like pot them up the day after I came home? It was quite the task. Whoops. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so like my original plan was to like film the unboxing with you guys, but I simply could not find the energy to like film and do that at the same time. So sorry. All right, the next plant I want to show you, I actually really love this one. This is the Philodendron Plumeni Eye. This is Variegated Citrus. There's one leaf that's on the way out, but I didn't want to cut it off. I just kind of want to leave it until it falls off. But there it is. Actually reminds me a lot of my Philodendron SP Silver. You can see a little bit of the variegation, can you, on the leaves? But I do love how subtle it is, and it's really beautiful. What else should I say about this one? I don't know. I really love my Plumeni Eye. It in the photo it looks more citrusy color, like more yellow, but in the one that I got, it just looks quite green and quite a little bit glossy. There. All right. I'm sorry, I kind of feel like a little bit like I'm being chaotic. Do you guys feel like I'm being chaotic? I think 2 more plants to show you. This one is also really long and pendant-like. It's an Anthurium, and let me see. But I hooked it and put it on the grid in the grow tent so it could just hang there. It's light enough for me to do that. And this one is the Anthurium Pallidiflorum. Let me see. So this one I didn't order the large size, but it came pretty big. A while ago I tried to import this, but then it only had like one small leaf, and when I was unboxing it I snapped the leaf myself and the chunk never came back to life. So I'm trying this again, and I'm so happy that I ordered it. It's so beautiful. It's more velvety and like satiny than the Vitarifolium that I really love, and it's just so strappy. I don't know, let's put it closer to the, there it is. There is one leaf that is yellowing, this one, but overall I hope it's gonna do okay, knock on wood. So there's that one. And then the last one I want to show you, this one I did get the large size, it's right behind me. This is the Philodendron Rubra Cinctum Platinum. This is the plant. I know I have like gotten so many big like heart-shaped leaf philodendrons, but what can I say? I just love them so much. And you would think, which I was kind of wondering, if going to Costa Rica is gonna make me feel less infatuated with these plants, but it's not the case at all. It actually made me appreciate and love them even more. Like, we were traveling, and every city we went to, it was like 2 hours, 3 hours apart. And within 2-3 hours apart, everywhere we go, the plant life is just so vastly different. Like, some plants you just never see in one region, and then you drive for 2 hours and then you just see so many of them. Yeah, I just find them to be so beautiful and so amazing, and I love them. And this one that I'm really happy to have found, and also need a better solution in potting them because it's so tall and it's falling all over the place on me. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put these guys back into the grow tent, and I'll show you how I keep them in the grow tent, and then we'll go look at the terrarium for the little orchids that I have just mounted last night, and that will be the end of the video. So for my larger Aroids, I am acclimating them in my Mars Hydro grow tent. In here, I keep most of my Hoyas, and the temperature stays between about 24 and 26 degrees Celsius, and the humidity is about like between 85 to like above 85, or in the 90s humidity. I'm really grateful that I have such a big grow tent that I could fit this humongous Gloriosum in here, and the other ones. But I'm really hoping that I could slowly acclimate and at the very least bring this big one out of the grow tent. And for my anthuriums, a lot of them I find they don't need as much heat and light, so I keep it in this exo, and it's not as warm, but the humidity is very high in here as well. Here's a terrarium. So I'm going to give you guys a terrarium update in another video. Let's just focus on the little orchids that I got. I have pretty much just mounted them on this driftwood, just in this section, because most of them are nepenthes and they don't like too bright light, so they're just kind of in a little bit away from the light. So there's this one. I'm really not sure what it is. I took the idea away when I was planting them. This is some type of nepenthes. So is this one. This is actually one of my favorite plants that I got. This nepenthes. It's so incredibly adorable. And the back is just like this purple color. And then I got this little trailing one. I'll try to put the name on the screen for you guys. This one and another nepenthes. I think this one and this one share the same, like it's a type of hybrid that share the same parent. And then there is another one over here, super delicate and adorable. So I just use super glue to glue them onto the wood, and then glue more moss on top of them to keep them, you know, wet. And then there's another actually really small nepenthes over here. These one will, if it blooms, it'll bloom very, very beautifully. And hopefully it does okay in this location. There it is. These are all the little orchids that I got. I hope you guys like them. Alright guys, that's everything for me today. I think the next video I'm going to make is my top 10 favorite Hoya video. I'm so excited to show you some of the Hoyas that are doing really well since I've been home, or since I've been away. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which plant you really like in this particular haul. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. I'm so happy to be home. Bye.